Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyard channel. My name is Charisma, and today we're meeting in the moon garden and we're gonna do a little moon garden maintenance. It's time to cut back a bunch of spent flowers and leggy plants and just get this space spruced up and ready to head into fall. So I'll show you here what we've got kind of going on. We've got all of these Madame Butterfly Ivory snapdragons that need to be cut back, but there are more blossoms about ready to come on. So I really just want to get rid of the spent blooms. I'm not going to do anything with the petunias because they're just about at the end of their life cycle and they're full of color. I'm just going to leave them alone and enjoy them for as long as I can before they just fail for the summer or for the fall. But I have a lot of pincushion flowers that need to be cut back and just some cleaning up down in here. Not like a huge job, it's just, you know, things start looking pretty messy. Same with like up here, just need to deadhead some geraniums up there. I'll just use some of these flowers as a flower arrangement, which could be really fun. So I just strip off the lower leaves and put them in a container of water. You don't want any leaves in your water. Those of you who are not familiar with flower arranging, I will have a flower arrangement video coming up soon, so stay tuned. All right, as you can see, it's not like life-altering changes that happened, but everything just looks a little bit more cleaner. And as things start dying back in the fall, I'll have less to clean up because everything just turns brown and mushy in the rain. So the less I have to do of that, the better, in my opinion. They don't look pretty and they're gross to deal with. Okay, I'm seeing a few extra that I didn't get to. Okay. All right. So I will show you a little bit more detail. So in the snapdragons, we just cut them back so that their buds are still here. I didn't kind of get those off. I did leave some of the seed heads that are forming because I hope to be able to collect seeds from this particular dragon, snapdragon. But there's still plenty of little white blooms here and there to enjoy. Of course, the clematis is still blooming. The petunias are still blooming. This still looks pretty good. Bacopa blooms for me all year long. So I always try to like leave some going without cutting it back too severe. But you can kind of see that it's getting a little bit of its fall foliage, a little bit of bronzing going on. That's from the cold weather that's started. And so she'll start losing her flower, the blossoms, but the plant is evergreen here. And then I cut back a whole bunch of the pincushion flowers, but I left seed heads on them because, again, I hope that I'll be able to collect seeds from these once the actual seeds form, because right now they're green, like a green seed head. They don't have the actual seeds that you would collect to like sow in the springtime. And then I do have a hyacinth bean just sort of climbing up through here. It was in this pot down here, just kind of a fun thing. I did leave one or two blossoms to enjoy in the garden. The same with the Prince of Nights. I left a couple, but they were just kind of shaped all weird and coming out of the pot all crazy. So I cut those off, and I'll probably use them in a cut flower arrangement. Look at these. Aren't they so fun? Just beautiful. Same with this pot right here. I just kind of cleaned up around the edges. I didn't really do anything on the interior. Just cleaned up the edges and got it off the ground. So it just looks a little bit more tidy. And then over here, all I did is take off some branches so that we can comfortably sit without, getting poked in the face with branches. I did, okay. I noticed a couple of weeds I missed. This is one. This is a self-heal. Spencer cannot stand them. They're kind of messy looking. Even though they're a medicinal herb, they just kind of run rampant. And then there was a little blackberry. So I did a little bit of weeding. Even though our chocolate ajaga is doing really well and filling in, it still is, a baby ground cover, and so you still have to weed out your ground covers. You still have to make sure that they don't get overrun by grass or blackberry or buttercup or whatever your local weed that you're currently fighting is. So I do come in and make sure that there's no competition for my ajaga. And then up on the deck, I really just took off all of the geraniums. They were either about to fall off because they're starting to turn brown, or they're just starting to open up. So one of the most ideal ways that you can cut flowers for a flower arrangement is when the flower is still closed and then it opens in the arrangement, especially if you're going to be giving the arrangement away in like a day or two. So having various stages of the flower open and closed is kind of an ideal flower arrangement. So I did cut my geraniums that were not quite open yet for a flower arrangement. That pretty much sums it up. I did put all of my flowers in this plastic lemonade, what is this, pitcher. I just filled this pitcher up with water and put the cut flowers in here. I did not worry about like the height of the flower stem or anything like that. I just stripped out the leaves and got them in here and just made sure that they weren't falling apart. They were, you know, good flowers for flower arrangement. And then I'll put the arrangement together later on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be putting it together and then showing that flower arrangement video on Wednesday. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and follow us so that you get notified every time I post a new video, which is almost every single day. And on Wednesday, I'm going to share the flower arrangement with you, who it's going to and why. And I haven't done a flower arrangement video in quite some time. So I'm hoping to go into a little bit more detail of the mechanisms of flower arranging, but we're not going to get into that today. Today is just about the moon garden, and I hope that you are inspired to plant a moon garden of your own to celebrate the moon and celebrate your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.